Namo Narayana Maharaj, Jai Shri Ramakrishna.
Om Namo Narayanaya. We shall begin the session with the prayer. Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Namaskar to all of you. Welcome to the study of the life of householder disciples. We are now looking into the life of Latu Maharaj Adbhutanandaji. We will continue from where we had left in the last class. Now, we were looking into the aspect of training of the Guru, how Ramakrishna is guiding at every step. We will now come to know what is the place of the Guru, how he understands what the disciple needs, and he guides him at every step. Another day, during meditation, Latu lost outer consciousness. He fell flat on his face and he began to make a noise. The elder Gopal, Buddha Gopal, noticed this and immediately informed the master. Sri Ramakrishna rushed to the spot. See, all the time we have seen no delay at all. Whenever the disciple is in distress, the Guru rushes, he runs there. He never delays it. When Latu Maharaj was immersed in deep meditation on the bank of Ganga and was getting immersed in that floods, then too it was the Guru. Many people all were there, but they would not go there. But it was Ramakrishna who would rush. You see the eagerness of the Guru to protect the disciple always. It is more than the love of affection of father and mother. So when Elder Gopal noticed that Latu had lost outer consciousness, he has fallen on his face and he began to make noise, Ramakrishna rushed to Latu and helped him to lie down on his back. He then put his knee on his chest and he began to massage him. Gradually, Latu returned to normal state of consciousness. The master asked, "Have you seen Mother Kali today? Did you have the vision of Mother Kali? Did you see Mother Kali today?" Yes, he had seen the Divine Mother Kali. See, it is not so easy for you to have visions. Our body is meant for the waking state or the sense objects, whatever we see around. Our mind, our eyes are all suited for that. So for the higher visions, for higher consciousness, we have to prepare our body and mind. You see, people tell that they had seen some ghost or some hobgoblin or even anything, they get a heart attack and die. You see people telling that many a times. If that is the case with an ordinary ghost which is full of sin, then what about devatas who are full of good things, good attributes, good ideals? So much of power they have. And when you have that vision, what should be the condition of the body? So it is not prepared. That's why God is protecting you by not giving all those visions. Otherwise, your mind, your conscious, your emotion gets shattered. So you have to be prepared for that. So now, Ramakrishna could understand everything. Even before Latu told him, every external sign of what he was doing, of Latu, what was he experiencing, Ramakrishna could immediately know. He also knows the remedy. Just like if they have a heart attack or some other problem, they will do the CPR. Likewise, Ramakrishna is the spiritual doctor. So he knows what to be done. He made him to lie down on the back. He had fallen flat. He made him lie down on the back. He knows how the inner prana has to flow. And then he did the necessary treatment. He then put his knee on his chest and began to massage him. Gradually, Latu returned to normal state of consciousness. Now, Sri Ramakrishna asked him, haven't you seen Mother Kali today? That is the reason. She is the prana, the original prana. She is the power house of all the powers. The Divine Mother Kali is the energy or power who gives power to everything. Whatever energy you see on this world is the manifestation of this Divine Mother Kali. Whatever matter you see is a manifestation of Shiva, Shiva Shakti. The combination, the play of these two Shiva Shaktis, this world, this creation. So now, haven't you seen Mother Kali today? Yes, that was the reason why he had this physical transformation when he saw that wonderful vision of Mother Kali and he became unconscious. Now, after Ramakrishna asking him, haven't you seen Mother Kali today? Then he's telling, don't talk about it to anybody. If you speak out, people will create a furor here. See, any spiritual visions, any spiritual progress, you should never share it with others. Why? Why should we not spiritual secrets and spiritual visions or our spiritual progress with others? The first and the foremost, the highest reason is whatever you keep secret, in your life you keep so many things secret. So that enters into your subconscious mind. You have two states of your mind. The outer one, which you see, is the present, what we are dealing with. You are awake. The conscious mind, that is only a tip of the iceberg. If you go to South Pole or North Pole, Arctic region or the Antarctic region, we are very near. South Africans are very near to Antarctica, South Pole. The penguins, they swim during the winter in the Indian Ocean and they come to the Cape Town and then they go back when the summer comes. So we are so nearer to Antarctica, the South Pole. There in the poles, whether North or South Pole, there will be the icebergs. Water gets condensed due to so much of freezing temperature and there will be floating ice, just like islands, as big as big islands. It may be kilometers together, island floating on the sea. So the iceberg, when you see from the top, you see only some maybe 2 or 3 meters on the top, on the surface. But within the sea, it may be many, many meters inside. It may be hundreds of meters inside. So from the top, it looks as if it is 1 or 2 meters on the top, projecting. But inside, you'll see, if you go and find it out, you'll see that it is meters together, many hundred meters below the sea. So that's why they use the phrase called tip of the iceberg. Whatever you see about the iceberg is on the top is very little, but inside it is too big. Likewise, our mind, we see the conscious mind. We are something. We identify with our individuality. We have our own nature, habits. So all that we see now is our present waking state. But what about our childhood? when we were in the womb of the mother, what has happened to us, what has happened to all the experiences in our last life. We had to get the first human life, 8.4 million of life. What has happened to all those experiences? After becoming the human beings, we have gone to the higher lokas. Then if we do papakarya, we go to the lower lokas. We had so many animal lives. Millions and millions of lives have been spent. Where is all that experience? Where is all the record of all those things? Even now, in this life, you have done so many things. You have forgotten your childhood. You have forgotten even your happening, which was just 1 year or 2 years back. Or now you are sitting in your room. There's a clicking of the talk. There is the running of the fan or the air conditioner, or there is the chirping of the birds. So many things are happening. You are not aware of that. You are focusing on something else. Then what has happened to all those things? Everything is recorded and is there in your mind. Everything, every bit of it is stored in your mind in the form of memory. That is your subconscious mind. So that is the powerhouse. That is the powerhouse of knowledge. That's why all the knowledge is stored in there. So many lives. So infinite knowledge is there in within your mind. If your mind, if your brain itself is so much powerful, then what about your Atman? That is your real nature. So how much powerful you are, you should know your capacity. So everything is stored there in your subconscious mind. So now, whatever you keep secret, we keep all the ugly things, the bad things, the dirty things secret. We don't tell it to others. But all the good things and many other things which you can boast of, you tell it to everybody. So you notice it, whatever you keep, try to keep secret, hide anything, all that sinks into the subconscious very quickly. That is the nature of the mind. Whatever you want to tell it to everybody, it will be on the surface always. So if you talk about your spiritual life, if your mantra, about your visions, then that also will remain on the surface and it will not do any work. All the thing, all the dirt, all the impurities, all the dirty things are in the subconscious mind. You do not know at all. That's why when you start meditating, when you start your spiritual life, all those things will start coming up. It is just like stirring the dirty pot. All the dirty things will start coming up if you start stirring it. So meditation is that process of stirring. So then only you'll come to know, oh, all these so many bad things are there in my mind. Everything is coming up. So many people blame. Oh, before I took mantra diksha, before I started my spiritual life, I was very good. How is that after the spiritual life, all these bad things are coming? No, it was all there within. But you never knew it. That's all. It was inside the subconscious mind. When you start doing spiritual life, start performing the practices, the japa, meditation, then all that good things goes deep within the subconscious mind and brings up all that above, and you'll that washing process, the cleaning process is just like the detergent happens. So don't think that the spiritual life has brought all those bad things. No, it was already there. Everything is there. Only the spiritual life is only you have come to know. Otherwise, how would you know that you had all these things? You thought you were a great saint, but we were saints without paints. That's all. When we start meditating, when we start doing the karma yoga, then all these things will come up, and only then you will come to know all the bad things. Then you can easily wash it, cleanse it, put out all those things. So anything you keep secret, it sinks into the subconscious mind. All that bad things you have kept has gone into the subconscious mind. Now, if you keep all the good things, spiritual things on the surface, then how will that detergent or the cleaning, pure things goes into the subconscious? There, the purification has to happen there in the subconscious mind. So the moment you keep anything secret, it goes down to subconscious mind and it will start cleansing it. That's why anything spiritual, you have to keep secret. You should not share with others. That is one of the important things. Then any other reason why we should keep our spiritual things secret and not tell it to anybody? At the most, you can share it with your guru, Or you can share it with your Ishta Devata. You can tell it to God, Mother Sharda Devi or Ramakrishna or Ganesha, whoever your Ishta Devata, Shiva, Narayana, you can share it with. Or as a last resort, people who have faith in you, or they are Shiksha Gurus who are guiding you in spiritual life, then you can share with them. That too with great care. You should not share anything. Because suppose you go on telling to everybody. The first thing, the reason is, why do you want to tell it? You want to show off that you are having spiritual visions and you are a great spiritual being. That means you want to boast about yourself. You want to show that you are a great person in front of everybody. That means you are increasing your ego. You are giving food to ego, the false I. So you want to bloat up that, which is not there. So the more you bloat up your ego, it is again bad to your spiritual life. So boasting and telling it to others means you want to show off that you are a great person, you are a spiritual being. Why? Then everybody should start respecting you. So everybody should start doing you favors. So all that is development of ego. So that's why do not tell all those things. Only tell to your guru or Ishtadevata. Keep it rahasya, secret. So the reason why we try to tell it to everybody is we want to create a false, bloated image of ours to the world that we are so great, we have something great. It is all you have built up. You build it up, and it is not so. It is just like building castle in the air. It can collapse anytime. So never build up such false images. So you have to waste so much of your energy to keep that false thing. That's why do not do all those things. Just keep it for yourself, your Ishtadevata and Guru, nothing else. Don't tell it to anybody. Don't boast about these things to anybody. Then the third reason is, suppose the person is very critical and they will start criticizing you and talking about those spiritual. See, this fellow is telling that he had a vision, it seems, ha 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 ha. They will laugh and they will go and tell it to others. Those people will come and also laugh and make fun of you. The moment you hear or you come to know they are laughing and making fun of you, or they are criticizing you, or on the face they may tell and criticize you, then what happens? Your faith will be shaken. Your faith in spiritual life will be shaken. Then you will stop, you will give it up. Good things which you are practicing, you will give it up, and that vision will stop. So all those visions which are happening, if you share, if you boast, and if you give out, that will stop. Then you will not have more visions, further visions, or further things. Do you want that? So keep it secret, whatever you have. At the most, you can share it with your guru or Ishtadevata. So that's why Ramakrishna is telling, have you seen Mother Kali today? Don't talk about it to anybody. If you speak out, people will create a furor here. So they will start, oh, this fellow is all making Nataka drama. He had a vision, it seems. Oh, how can he have vision? Because they are jealous. They are not having anything. This fellow had, so he will get good name. So we have to tarnish his name. So they will start criticizing you. The moment that criticism is heard, your faith will be shaken. You have built up your faith with so much of great care and sadhana, and all that will be broken. So please never do that. Keep it for yourself. So Latu kept quiet. From then on, whenever Latu meditated, his eyes, his face, and chest turned red. So whenever Latu meditated, his face, his eyes, and chest turned red, crimson. Why? Ramakrishna himself used to tell his father, Kudirama Chattopadhyaya, when he used to repeat the mantra, Gayatri mantra, then his face, his chest would turn red or crimson. Why? Because the concentration, focus, wherever your mind is focused, the blood flow in your body will rush towards that place. That's why they tell, when you have food in your stomach, when you have your lunch or whatever heavy food in your stomach, do not meditate. Why? The blood circulation will go towards from the brain, because constant Too much of blood should be supplied to the brain always to keep it active. So when you eat food, you feel sleepy. Why is it? Because the blood will start rushing towards the stomach for the digestion. So from the heart, there is a very big vein or artery which is going towards the brain. Lot of blood will be circulated there because lot of energy is to be given to the brain. Sugar, oxygen, everything is to be supplied to the brain cells. So now when you take food, it is now coming down to the stomach. That's why you feel sleepy. You want to take rest after taking the food. So now if you start meditating after heavy food, what happens? The blood will start again concentrating towards the chest and the upper region of the body. So there will be indigestion, neither there nor here. So that's why you see, when you meditate, your concentration is focused above on the top of the body, not below the navel, above the chest. So all the blood will start rushing towards the focus where you concentrate prana shakti, the energy, everything. That's why your eyes, because there is flow of blood too much there towards the head and eyes, the face, the chest, because you're concentrating on your heart region. So because all the blood is rushing there, it becomes crimson or red in color. That is the reason. All the prana shakti is focused there on the upper region of the body, on the higher plane of consciousness. So when Latu meditated, his eyes, face, and chest turned red. One night, Sri Ramakrishna said to his young disciples, see how Ramakrishna would train his young disciples whenever they used to come there. They were all like his children. So many children, so many young disciples. So the granny or the father, the mother in the house, when she has so many children there, they will play. She will play with her. So now Ramakrishna is the mother to all these children. He's not only the guru, he's also the mother, is the father. So what would Ramakrishna play? It's a spiritual game. What is a spiritual play? Yes, when the young disciples would gather, Ramakrishna used to tell, what is the matter with you? Have you come here to sleep or chit chat or take rest? And then he would give them specific instructions and to each disciples and send them to different places in the temple garden, Panchavati. Go sit under that tree and meditate, do this type of meditation. Go to this place, sit there and meditate. You chant this mantra. So he used to give each disciple specific instructions and send them in different places in the temple garden to the Panchavati. So that day, Ramakrishna sent, when he sent all of them to different places. Now Ramakrishna sent Latu. Where did he send? To the Bel Tala. Bel means Bilva. Bilva Vriksha in Bengal, it's called Bel Tala. Where he had practiced tantric practices. You know, focusing on Divine Mother, there are sadhana in India, which is called Shakta. The Shaktas who are followers of Shakti. So they practice Tantra sadhana. It's a combination of Vedanta, Buddhism, then yoga, and so many other things, which is suited for the Kali Yuga. So Tantric sadhana. In that there are left-handed practice and right-handed practice. So you should not confuse with the left-handed practice, that is Vamachara. That is all those bad things with Panchama, so which has given a bad name. So that is not complete. That is only a small portion of the Tantra sadhana. There are many good sadhanas in the Tantra sadhanas. The Vamachara is to be given up. But there is a Dakshinachara, the right-handed practices. They are very good. So now Ramakrishna also had practiced Tantra sadhana under this Beltala, under the Panchavati and some other places. So now Ramakrishna asked Latu to go to that Beltala, the Bilva Vriksha, where he had practiced Tantric sadhana. Now at midnight, Latu became immersed in deep meditation. As I told you, there are three sandhya. Most of us do the meditation and other things in the daytime. Morning, early morning, Brahmi Muhurt, that is one of the sandhya. Sandhya is meeting place, joining. What is the joint there or meeting there? The night with the day. That is Pratas Sandhya. So that's why early morning Arati is done at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the temple, the sunrise, before the sunrise. Then there is the Madhyandina Sandhya. What is that Madhyandina? Madhyana. That is the junction of the day and the evening. So that is noon. That is Madhyandina Sandhya. Then the junction of the evening with the night. That is Sayam Sandhya. That's why evening Arati is done. So the daytime, all these people, especially if you go to the house of the Brahmanas and the saints, they will be telling we will be doing Trikala Sandhya. Trikala Sandhya. So all these three times, this junction. So at that junction, when the nature is meeting at these places, automatically by default, without your effort, the mind gets calm. It gets concentrated during these three periods. So that is used when automatically without your effort, your mind gets concentrated. See, early in the morning, your mind will be very joyful in that Brahmi Muhurta way. If you wake up and see, it will be very peaceful because you don't wake up and you sleep all the time. You do not know it. If you wake up and see, go out to the nature and see the birds are chirping, they are so happy, they're flying, they're making formation, they're playing in the sky, they are enjoying it. Why? Because their mind is very calm. The ordinary animals, the birds, they are having very peaceful state of mind. So what about human beings? You will enjoy it. It's happening inside automatically, naturally, without your effort. Even in the evening, you can see the birds are chirping, they're coming back, they're flying with formations and beautiful sceneries. The why are the animals, everybody, everything is happy. So automatically, yes, it will be the human beings also, the mind within will be concentrated and it will be with a high state of mind. So make use of that. Just like the Indian scientists in the ISRO, how is that they are with less money, they are putting the satellites into the orbits. Very less money, damn cheap prices. So all the countries, even the modernized countries like France and other people, Europe, though they have their technology, they're giving to India to put satellites to the sky because it is damn cheap price. But in those countries, America and France and other countries, very costly. But in India, it's very cheap. Why? Indian scientists are very, very intelligent. They don't waste. As I told you, the concept of East is how less we can use. The concept of West is how much we can use. They make it more costly, costly, costly. But here, India, they are frugal. They don't want to waste energy. So what did they do? You know, the earth is rotating. The earth is also revolving. There are two motions, rotation at one point, revolution going around like this, like the you see you play a top. It will be rotating and revolving like this. So the earth is rotating at one place and revolving, going around the sun. So there is high energy. It is rotating at very great speed and revolving also at great speed. Very great speed, you can't understand. If there was no gravity, you would have been flung into the space, outer space. That is the high speed with which it is rotating and revolving. Now, where is all that energy going? That rotation and revolution. Now, the Indian scientists, they make use of it. They choose the island or the place and they choose the time in such a way that the rotation of the earth and the revolution of the earth is used, that energy is used. Now, a rocket has to carry the satellite and have the escape velocity. It has to escape the gravitation pull, that is called escape velocity, 9.8 meters per second square or something, I've forgotten it, whatever. So now you have to use rocket fuel so much so that the thrust should be given that to escape that, go to the outer space. Now our scientists in India, they're making use of it, the rotation of the earth, the revolution of the earth, so you can use less fuel. Automatically the rotation is happening, the revolution is happening. Make use of it. Choose the time in such a way that when the earth is rotating, you also go out. So that moment of the earth is used up, the energy. The moment of the revolution is also used up. So that is Indian scientists in ISRO. They're making use of everything. So with very less money, recently they put some satellites to the orbit, they made a record of cheap price. What happened? With the that was even less than the auto rickshaw price. If you go to moon in an auto rickshaw, in India there'll be the three-wheeler auto rickshaw. The cost of the auto rickshaw, it was less than the cost of the auto rickshaw. That is the intelligence of the Indian scientists in ISRO, the space thing. So likewise, our rishis and munis, now automatically the nature is making everything peaceful externally, and internal nature also is now becoming peaceful. So make use of that. So you need not put in special effort for concentration and force the mind to concentrate. Nature is automatically getting at these three times, Trisandhya. So sit for meditation at those period, morning, noon, and evening. Automatically, with less effort, you can concentrate and meditate. That was the secret of our Rishi Munis. Why did they do all these things? So now, but they don't do the Madhyaratri, the midnight. Then it will be the day, the concentration will be very deep. So Ramakrishna used to send his disciple to meditate at that time. Because that will be very deep. At that time only, all your mind will go to subconscious. That's why you'll start dreaming. So many things which you do not know will be happening in the dream. Why? Your mind is going to the subconscious mind, dwelling into the subconscious. All the dream and everything happens there. You are not conscious. So it goes deep and deep at that time. So some people do it. Revered Gautamananda Ji Maharaj, when he came last time, when I was in Durban, he told, I'm trying to now meditate. My Gurudev used to tell earlier, Yatishwarananda Ji Maharaj, his Gurudev, he used to tell Revered Gautamananda Ji Maharaj that he is meditating after 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock to the midnight. And he told his disciple, you too can do that. Mind will be very concentrated. You will get lot of deep meditation. And his Gurudev, Brahmananda Ji, Raja Maharaj, Manasuputra, the spiritual son of Ramakrishna, direct disciple, he used to tell Yatishwarananda Ji to do that, and he too used to do that. And to him, Ramakrishna used to tell, see here, you can see Ramakrishna is telling his disciples to go and meditate. You are sleeping at 10 o'clock. And Revered Gautamanji Maharaj told, now I have started doing that. That was some 5-10 years back, he told. I've started doing that now. Every day in the night time, after all the work is done, answering the letters of all the devotees, at 10:30 he starts meditating up to 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Then again, after sleeping, you will get up early morning again 4:30 for Arati. You'll be still fresh. So if you meditate more, the sleep will reduce automatically because you are getting the inner joy. You're getting real rest in meditation. Then now Ramakrishna is telling his disciples, and he has sent Latu to that Beltala. Latu became immersed at that midnight. At midnight, Latu became immersed in deep meditation, and he could not move from his seat. In the morning, Ramakrishna did not find his attendant Latu in his room. He is not to be found anywhere. So he went to look for him in the Beltala. We had sent him in the midnight to go and meditate there. What has happened? So Ramakrishna went to look for him under that Beltala, the bel tree or the Bilva Vriksha. He found Latu there. He was still sitting in meditation, deep meditation, not at all moving. He found Latu. But Ramakrishna saw a wonderful scene. What was that? He was guarded by two dogs. Two dogs were sitting by his side and guarding him, because if any evil forces would harm him, so the dogs were sitting there and guarding him. He found Latu there under the Beltala near the Panchavati, sitting in deep meditation as he had left in the midnight. He was guarded by two dogs as he meditated. Slowly, Latu regained outer consciousness. saw Sri Ramakrishna in front of him and bowed down to him, did Sashtanga Pranam when he saw his Guru when he came out of the meditation. While returning back to his room, the master said to Latu, Latu, I saw two Bhairavas, the guardian spirits. You know, Ramakrishna used to tell Girish Chandra Ghosh was the avatar of a Bhairava. The fierce, one of the aspects of Shiva is called Bhairava. So, guardian spirits, and also Ramakrishna used to see there was one Bhairava who was guarding, the guardian angel of that Dakshineshwar temple. Every temple, they are guarded by Bhairavas. They are the Kshetrapalakas. So, Ramakrishna and Totapuri also had the vision of that Bhairava who would be always there. You go to Dakshineshwar temple, you can see the image of Bhairava on the temple there, sitting there. So, guardian angel. So, now this Ramakrishna is telling, I saw two Bhairavas, guardian spirit, protecting you. How? They disguise themselves as two dogs. Those two Bhairavas, guardian spirits, they were protecting you. They disguised themselves as two dogs and they were sitting by your side and they were protecting you. You are very fortunate. Why? The Divine Mother Kali had sent her servants, those two Bhairavas, to go and protect you from evil forces, from negative forces. So those two Bhairavas, the fierce aspect of Shiva, the guardian spirits that come disguise themselves as dogs and they were sitting guarding you. So you are very fortunate, you are very lucky. Why? The Divine Mother herself, Kali, sent those two Bhairavas, sent those two spirits to protect you. You are so lucky. See, we do not know how the Lord is protecting us. If we are good, we are doing His service, we are doing His work, the Lord's work, the Lord will be protecting us, sending His servants in the form of saints and Bhairavas and many other people to protect us. We are not aware of it. So, do the work of the Lord. Meditate, do the japa. You'll go more nearer and nearer. Now you can see Ramakrishna is mentioning that. Latu, I saw two Bhairavas, guardian spirits, protecting you disguised as those two dogs. You are very lucky, you are very fortunate. Why? The Divine Mother sent herself, the Divine Mother Kali herself sent those two spirits to protect you. So, while Latu was in the temple one evening, Latu could not meditate. That day, he would not get concentration at all. He was getting distracted. While he was in the temple one evening trying to meditate, Latu found that he could not meditate at all. So, because the mind was distracted, he returned back to Master's room. You imagine that in the Dakshineshwar temple, the room of Ramakrishna. So, Kali temple, he went to meditate there in the Kali temple. Now he couldn't, his mind was getting distracted. So, he stood up and came back to the room of Ramakrishna. He returned to Master's room, feeling discouraged to meditate. The Master asked, why have you come back so soon? Why are you not meditating? This is the time for meditation. You have come back so soon. Why? What happened to you? Then Latu replied to his Guru, I couldn't concentrate, sir. My mind in japam. I couldn't concentrate my mind on my japa. Why not? Asked Ramakrishna. I don't know, sir, answered Latu. On the other days, when I sit for japa and meditation, I see something and the mind gets concentrated. So, other days when I sit for meditation or japa, I see the vision, I see something, and automatically my mind gets concentrated. But today, nothing of that sort happened. Nothing appeared. I couldn't see that light or that vision. I tried hard to get that, but I failed. I tried hard to concentrate, but I failed. Now he added, on my way to the temple, the thought came to me while I was going towards the temple for meditation. Suddenly, a thought came to me. What was that thought? If Mother, if the Divine Mother, Kali, would appear to me. So these are all imagination, you see, wild imagination. Many of us unnecessarily imagine many things. There will be not the reality. That's why it's called mindfulness. Here plays the role of mindfulness. We go on imagining things. We go on dreaming of the future, or we will be worrying unnecessarily of the past. So mindfulness is always living in the present. Thinking of God is living in the present. Mindfulness, awareness. But we will be always imagining something. Oh, if this thing happen, that thing comes, if they come, if this happens. So you go on building castle in the air and it will collapse and you will start worrying. There was no reality. You just imagine and you suffer. You imagine yourself and suffer. And see what happened here. While going to the temple for meditation, Latu started thinking, a thought came to me. If, see, it is all ifs and buts. If, so in one language in South India, they tell ante kantagala sante. Ante, like that. It might be ifs and buts. If Mother would appear to me and offer a boon, what would I ask for? See, expectation, imagination, wild imagination. That was the cause of the disturbance, desire, expectation. It will kill you. It will destroy all the good things in your life. Expectation, imagine, wild imagination. So he started thinking, Latu started thinking, if Mother would appear to me and offer a boon, what would I ask for? Now that took away the concentration. Now we cannot meditate. If Mother appears and asks for a boon, what shall I ask? Now gone. All ifs and buts, imagination. We're not getting concentration. The mind is running here. If Mother appears, if she gives this, what shall I ask? All imagination. So it is not allowing him to meditate. So expectation will kill you. Both, don't create expectation to others. You should also not have expectation. Expectation is the worst enemy. I'll tell you a story. One king, while he was entering into his fort, there was the palace inside. So near the gate, there was a beggar sitting. He had seen him for many, many years, 12 years there sitting. In the cold winter, in the hot summer, in the rainy season, all the time he would be sitting there begging. 12 years, long years. He had no proper cloth, no proper food, no shelter, sitting there begging for 12 years, day and night. Now, one day, while the king was going inside the fort door, he saw him and he got little compassion towards that person. He got down from his elephant and he went to the beggar and told, I'm pleased with you. Come inside. I want to give you money. I want to give you land. I want to give you food. I want to give you cloth. You're suffering for so many years. Come. The beggar was very happy. He followed the king. Now, inside, he went to the palace. The king was about to go into the palace. He told the beggar to wait there. It was almost the veranda, to shade. The king told, wait here in the veranda. I will go inside. I have some important meeting. I'll finish all the meeting with my ministers and I will come back quickly and give you all those things, food, enough food for many years, enough wealth, enough things to build a house, clothing, everything I'm going to give. So the king went inside. He had the meeting. Ministers came. So many other people came with so many other problems. Went on discussions, meetings. Then in that melee, he forgot everything about the beggar. How can he give mind to this beggar? All important things are there, he forgot. So next day, in the noon time, suddenly when he was going to take food, the king remembered, oh, I had promised that beggar I will give him food, I will give him clothing, I will give him so many things. What has happened to him? Let me rush and see. I had left him at the door of the palace. He went there and he saw the beggar was dead. Surprised. How did the beggar die? What happened to him? Then one of the ministers told, sir, he died here in the cold because he was hungry. No, he was starving there for 12 years. He would not get proper food outside the fort. He had no proper cloth. He had no proper shelter, no food, no rest. All in the winter, summer, every time he was there. And how could he die? Because of cold and because of hunger. Just one day, one night, that's all. He died because of cold. No, sir, that was not the reason. The reason was you created expectation. All these 12 years, he had no expectation. So the body could survive in spite of the much more great dangers and much more great troubles. But now you created expectation. So because of that, he couldn't survive even one night in the winter. So if you have no expectation, you will have no problem at all. Start having expectation from everybody, from your father, mother, wife, husband, children, your boss, everybody. Then you create a hell of your life. Do not have expectation. Do not create expectation. You go give them, you help them, do them, but do not create expectation. You can help. Don't boast. I will do that to you. That expectation will kill, will disturb them. So now expectation will trouble you. All the problem is because of expectation. Desire is the root cause of everything. So now you see, why is he not able to concentrate? Latu started dreaming. If mother could appear to me and offer a boon, what shall I ask for? So that thought, enough, one thought is enough, you see. Need not have many things. One thought. Now Latu cannot concentrate. He is not getting bliss in the meditation. Immediately Sri Ramakrishna said, when Latu told this, there is the trouble. There is the trouble, Latu. Can one do japa and meditation with the mind full of desires? Now you will be asking many people, oh, I'm trying to meditate, I cannot concentrate. Why don't I get concentration? Did you find the answer? The reason? Ramakrishna is showing it through Latu to all of us. There is the trouble. So mindfulness, living in the present, is thinking of God, concentrating on what you are doing. Now, here and now, you should be, not somewhere in the past or not somewhere in the future. Now, that is life. You'll kill yourself if you go to the past. You will kill yourself if you go to the future. Only little for some purpose. Do that and come back to the present. You should live in the present. Focus on everything. While you're taking food, focus on eating your food. While you're sleeping, enjoy your sleep. While you're meditating, focus. Live in the present. Think of God always. That is living in the presence. So Ramakrishna is telling, there is the trouble. Can one do japa and meditation with the mind full of desires? Never let that happen again. See how subtly the Guru corrects the disciple in his spiritual path. There's the trouble, Ramakrishna said. Can one do japa with the mind full of desires? Never let that happen again. When sitting to meditate, one should not think, one should not ask for anything. Do you know, while you sit to meditate, please do not ask for anything. Ask for only devotion. Devotion to God. Nothing else. Vairagya. Gnana Bhakti Vairagya. Nothing else. Do not ask anything for God. Afterwards you can. You have separate prayer for asking anything, boons and other things. But while meditating, while doing the japa, Do not ask anything. After the meditation, okay, you ask whatever you want. Now, in meditation and japa, only enjoy the name of the Lord and the form of the Lord. That's all. God for God's sake, meditation for meditation's sake, devotion for devotion's sake, not for anything else. It should not be a means for anything else. For that, you have separate time. For the Lord, this time should be dedicated. Never have desires while meditating. Never let that happen again. When sitting to meditate, one should not ask for anything. If mother ever insists on giving you something, if mother, that is the Lord, insists, force you on giving you something, even then ask only for devotion to her lotus feet. Even if she wants to give you something, ask only devotion. Don't ask for anything, because the boon will take your mind away. The riches, the wealth will take away your mind from God. Ask for only devotion. Ramakrishna is telling, even if the mother or gods appear to you and insist you to ask for boons, then even then ask only for devotion, bhakti. Never ask for wealth, never ask for power, never ask for sense pleasures or anything else. What a beautiful instruction. See, only because of that situation here, through this teaching, we could understand what is troubling us. So, Ramakrishna used to give the example in the gospel. If you read the gospel, you can see. Have you seen your grannies or your mothers or your elder sisters? They want to stitch a cloth now, or they have a sewing machine. They want to pierce the thread, thin edge of the thread, into the needle, eye of the needle. You might have seen some videos. The children are taking the needle and to inside that eye of the needle, they want to pierce this thread. They're trying, watching with great concentration, putting it, and it is impossible. Why? The strands of that thread are pointing outside here and there, so many directions. So one strand may go inside the eye, the other will not. So it doesn't go inside, it goes here and there. Then have you seen the grannies or the children, what they do? That's a wrong practice. But have you noticed what they do? They put it into the mouth and make it wet, and then with the saliva, and they make it sharp. They will see that the strands are not going out. Then they pierce it. When it is sharp, focused, no strands are going here and there. So our mind, if it is going here and there for the desires, boons, and other things, then it cannot concentrate. All that strand should be made one focus. What is the healthy way? Take water. If they're in the water, fresh water, good water, dip that thread there. Don't put it into your mouth. Then take the other edge of the finger, nicely sharpen it, make it sharp. Then pierce it into the eye of the needle. It goes. It's easy. Less effort. So what is to be done? Don't allow the strands of that thread to go here and there. Distraction. So mind also should not be distracted through these desires. Focus. Make it one. Only God, no desires. So that is a example given by Ramakrishna there, how to focus. So never ask for wealth, power, sense pleasure, or anything else. Ask only for devotion at the feet of the Lord. Latu was extremely fortunate that he got the opportunity to live with Sri Ramakrishna and serve him. See, many highly educated people like Narendra or other direct disciples, they were all rich, they had all high education, so they had so many things, facilities, but they could come only for a short time. They had to live in their own houses. Very rarely they could come to Ramakrishna, stay there with him, and get the training. But you can see how fortunate is Latu. He gave up everything, his master, his salary, his earning. He's alone. He doesn't have anybody, father or mother, they are passed away, nobody to look after. Now he doesn't earn money. All that he does is serve the master, stay with Ramakrishna, always serving him, his guru, his sister Devata, 24/7, and serving him, staying with him, getting guided. So many years he could stay with Ramakrishna and serve him. Is it? Is he not fortunate? Is this not real boon? Should he ask for anything else? To stay in the company of the Guru and get guided in spiritual life? Latu was extremely fortunate that he got the opportunity to live with Ramakrishna, the Avatar Purusha, Yuga Avatara. Can you have the opportunity to stay with the Yuga Avatara, the Lord Himself, the Parabrahma Himself? Stay with Him, serve Him. Is it easy? See, Latu was so fortunate, extremely fortunate, not ordinarily, that he got the opportunity to live with Ramakrishna and serve him for over 6 years, more than 6 years, continuously, no break at all, always serving him, 24/7, used to live with him and serve him. Sri Ramakrishna taught Latu various spiritual disciplines. Is this not real education? Sri Ramakrishna taught Latu various spiritual practices. One day, while Latu was massaging Ramakrishna's feet, Master asked him, Latu, do you know what your Lord Rama is doing now? Because he was from Bihar. So all the people in that area, UP, Bihar, they read Ramcharitmanas and their Devata, the god of the house is Rama. So that's why Ramakrishna is telling, do you know what your Lord Rama is doing here now? Latu was dumbfounded and kept quiet. That is, Ramakrishna is telling about himself. The master said, your Lord Rama is now passing an elephant through the eye of a needle. See, it is so difficult. Just now we saw that example. To pass a thin thread into the eye of the needle, it's so difficult. We have to do so much of circus. Then what about piercing into the eye of a small needle? A big elephant, first of all, the elephant is so big, you cannot carry that elephant. And secondly, the needle is so small and the eye of the needle is so small. Can you pierce that elephant? Lift that elephant and pierce that into the eye of the needle? It's highly, highly impossible. So now Ramakrishna is telling, what is your Rama, the Lord, doing? He is piercing the elephant into the eye of the needle. Latu, Master asked, do you know what your Lord Rama is doing now? What the Lord is doing? Latu was dumbfounded and kept quiet. The Master said, your Lord Rama is now passing an elephant through the eye of a needle. Now Latu understood that Sri Ramakrishna, out of compassion, was pouring so much of spirituality into him, though he did not deserve it. He couldn't digest it. He cannot have so much of spirituality. He doesn't have that capacity. But even then, Ramakrishna is pouring so much of thing to him, making him deserve it and get it. That was the compassion Ramakrishna was showing on him. So indirectly, he is telling, do you know what the Lord is doing? That is giving so much of spirituality and so much of things for an undeserved person who cannot get it. That is being expressed in the form of Latu. Do you know what the Lord is doing? No, sir. The Lord is piercing the elephant into the eye of the needle. So you are like the eye of the needle, and Ramakrishna is piercing, giving that elephant into the eye of the needle. Your capacity is only the eye of the needle, but the Lord is giving you, that is, I am giving you as the Guru, the elephant itself into that. So much of grace I am pouring to you. Your Lord is now passing an elephant through the eye of a needle. Latu understood that Ramakrishna, out of great compassion, infinite compassion, was pouring spirituality into him. So, likewise, we too are not capable, we don't have the capacity, our mind is simply distracted, so much of impurity. But by infinite compassion, the Lord has brought us to the satsanga, to so close to Him, and He's pouring. He has given you mantra diksha, you brought the Guru to your doorsteps, and He's pouring spirituality on you, even though we are not deserving it. So that is compassion. Many times you may ask, what is the place of the Lord? What is compassion of the Lord? Can you now feel it? Latu understood that Ramakrishna, out of compassion, was pouring spirituality into him. Later, Latu reminisced, did you know that the Master snatched me from the snares of the world? Did you know that the Master snatched me from the snares of the world? We too could have gone astray. We could be dragged. We could have become drug addicts, alcoholics. We could have been in the casino playing, gambling, drinking, being beggars. We would have gone astray. But the Lord has come so compassionate. He has protected from all these things, brought to Him, given shelter at His feet, and He is asking, do the japa. And we don't deserve it. Even then, He is pouring spirituality, He is pouring His grace on us. To reminisce, did you know that the Master snatched me from the snares of the world? I was an orphan. I didn't have anybody. I don't know what is the love of my mother. I do not know. I don't remember what is the love of father or relatives. I am an orphan. He flooded me with love and affection. If Ramakrishna had not accepted me, I would have been like an animal, spending all my days working like a slave. My life would have been worth nothing. I am an unlettered man. So, but Ramakrishna gave shelter at his feet. He used to tell me, Latu, always keep your mind spotless. So, this is also the teaching to us. Latu, always keep your mind spotless, blemishless, amala. Spotless means amala. Niranjana. These are all the words you can use. Niranjana, no anjana, no dots, no black spots. Amala. Latu, always keep your mind spotless. Don't allow impure thoughts to enter it. Don't allow impure thoughts to enter it. If you find such desires tormenting you, if you find such desires tormenting you, immediately pray to God and chant His name. So if the desires are tormenting you, if the desires are troubling you, what is to be done? Immediately pray to God. Immediately chant His name. That is a remedy. Don't allow impure thoughts to enter you. If you find such desires tormenting you, immediately pray to God and chant His name. If you chant the name of the Lord, the japa, the mantra given by your Guru, that will take away all these desires and help help your mind to become pure, spotless. Don't allow impure thoughts to enter your mind. If you find such desires tormenting you, pray to God, chant His name. The Lord will protect you. If the mind still will not remain calm, see what a beautiful solutions Ramakrishna is giving step by step. This is the first step. Even after chanting the name of the Lord, even after praying to the Lord, if the mind still will not remain calm, then go to the temple of the mother and sit before her. So now what can you do? You go to your shrine. and sit in front of the photo of Divine Mother Sharda Devi or Ramachandra or Shiva or Ramakrishna. So if the mind still will not remain calm, then go to the temple of the mother and sit before her. Or else come here, pointing to himself, come here, come to me. Enough. If you come to me, if you see me, if you are near me enough, no impure thoughts will come to you. Because Ramakrishna was purity himself, condensed purity, ghanarupa, concentrated purity, God himself. So come to me. See the step-by-step process. Don't allow impure thoughts to enter your mind. If you find such desires tormenting you, pray to God and chant His name. He will protect you. If the mind still will not remain calm, then go to the temple of the mother. There in Dakshineshwar, it was the temple of the mother. In your house, you have your temple in your shrine. Go to the shrine. Go to the temple of the mother and sit before her. Or else, what is the last remedy? Come here. Come to Ramakrishna, pointing himself. Because Latu was very pure, he was very bold. Latu was quite outspoken. Nothing to hide, he's truthful. There's nothing to hide, nothing to want. He doesn't want anything. He has everything. So naturally, when you are truthful, you will be outspoken. So Latu was outspoken. But the master taught him to be humble and not to hurt anyone. Yeah, see, we claim that we are very straightforward. We don't mince words, we don't keep anything in our mind. We'll just tell on the face. So many people claim that. We are very bold. We don't hide things. We openly tell everything. That is our weakness. That's not our strength. Yeah, you may be bold, you may be truthful, but you don't have the right to hurt anybody's mind. We don't have the right to hurt anybody's mind by our harsh words. So now, Latu had this wonderful nature, but he was genuinely pure and outspoken because of truthfulness. But the master taught him to be humble and not to hurt anyone. Now, when we are getting these teachings of the master, our mind will be running. Oh, that person is very harsh on me. And everybody, he will be very rough, he will be talking, he will bite me. He will be ready, waiting, ready to criticize me. No, the teaching is not for them. Then you tell, I will tell this teaching, I will give this. Ramakrishna told me. So we will try to get the teaching to him. No, it is not for somebody else. These teachings are for me. I have to practice this. Every one of us. I have to practice. It is not for giving it to others. It is always for myself. How can I practice this? Then the whole world will change. If I practice and change, automatically the whole world will change, because the world is only a mirror. Whatever I am, the world reflects, that's all. It's not outside. The enemy is not outside. The enemy is within. So apply that teaching immediately and start correcting. We should not be harsh on others. Yes, unknowingly, if I am, I have to stop that. That's not right. It is my weakness. It's not the strength. Oh, I'm very straightforward. I will tell anything and everything on their face itself. So they tell that as if they are very great. No. Even though Latu was so great, highly spiritual, because he was outspoken, but the master taught him to be humble, humility, not to hurt anyone. You should now go to the teachings of Mahabharata. There, Krishna will tell us how should our truthfulness be, how should our behavior, our words should be. It so happens Arjuna was sitting in the meeting during the war. Bhishmacharya has taken the command and is killing so many people in the Pandava side because he is his grandsire. Arjuna is not fighting properly. So now in the meeting, Yudhishthira, the elder brother, scolded Arjuna. What is this? Chided him. You're not at all fighting properly. These soldiers have come to help us. They don't have any obligation to come and fight. All these soldiers, all these kings have come to help us. And we should be so grateful to them. We didn't have any army. And now you're not fighting properly. You're not protecting them. What is the use of your that great bow? He had a very great bow called Gandiva. Just like Ramachandra had a great bow called Kodanda. That's why when we are repeating the name of Lord Rama, we tell Kodanda Rama. So that bow of Rama, always to protect the good people. That's why you see everywhere Ramachandra is shown with the bow and arrow. Why does Ramachandra have no other work to carry the bow and arrow all the times 24/7? We want to see that even in the night time, daytime, every time Rama to carry bow and arrow. What does that mean? Rama is ready all the time to protect his devotees, his subjects, all the good people. That's why Kodanda, he will be always with that Kodanda to protect. He is always ready to protect. So now, yes, Lord is there to protect us all the time. Now here Arjuna had made a vow that anybody criticizing my bow, great bow, what is the name of the bow of Arjuna? Gandiva. Then I will cut off his head. Well and good, he had done a vow. What happened? Now, Yudhishthira, his brother, is criticizing his bow. Throw away your bow. What is the use of your bow? You're not using it properly to protect the people. So he's made a vow, anybody telling anything against my bow, I have to cut off their head. So he took his sword and went to cut off the head of his own brother. Foolish. Lord Krishna was there at that time. It was his grace. Lord Krishna was present. He told Arjuna, what are you doing? Foolish thing. Oh, what shall I do? Truthfulness. I've done a vow that anybody talking ill about my bow, I'm going to cut off his head. Foolish guy. That vow has to be done to kill the enemies, the bad people. Not to kill your own elder brother who is like your father. That is for the enemies. Don't you know where to use your truthfulness in that way? Then what shall I do? I have to keep up my words. I can't go against my words. I should be truthful. Okay, there are so many other methods. What shall I do? Go on criticizing your brother in front of everybody. Speaking ill of him, criticizing him. So Arjuna went and started criticizing. Oh, Yudhishthira, you are a coward. You don't know how to fight. You cannot fight this person. You are a gambler. You bet. You have kept in the gambling as you bet your brothers and wife and your kingdom. You are useless. So many other things. Criticized him. Then Yudhishthira started shedding tears. And Krishna told, stop, stop, stop. Enough of criticism of Yudhishthira. You have already killed Yudhishthira many times. So, by your harshness and speaking ill of others, what is happening? Lord Krishna is showing that you are committing the act of murder. That's why they use the term character assassination. Assassination, you are assassinating somebody if you are harsh and telling about their character. You are getting the sin of murdering somebody if you are harsh to others. So be very sweet. As in that Ramanavami, I sang that song of Kabir Das. घूंघट का फटकोल रे तुहे राम मिलेंगे घट घट रमता राम रमैया खटकु वचन मत पोल. Open your घूंघट, the mask. Open your that wheel of ignorance from your eyes, from the front of your face. In every living being, Rama exists, God exists. Ghata ghata ramata rama ramaya. Ghata means pot. In every part, that is all the human beings or all animals, Lord Rama exists. Rama Ramaya. Katuku vachana mat bol. Do not tell harsh words. Don't hurt them with your stinging words, poisonous words. Why? It is Rama who is the Lord present in every one of them. If you use harsh words, if you use painful words, poisonous words, you are offering that poison and harsh words not to those people but to Rama, to the Lord who is inside. Katuku vachana mat bol. So here, criticizing and speaking ill of others in the name of truthfulness, harshness, that is, you are hurting the Lord himself. That's why Ramakrishna is telling Latu, don't be harsh, be humble. He's teaching to be humble. And there Krishna is telling, stop, you have killed your brother many times. You killed your brother many times. Now Arjuna got very much upset. He thought, I have hurt the brother, elder brother, who's like my father, made him to shed tears. So I will commit suicide. He took the sword to cut his head, his own head. Then Krishna was there, thankfully. Foolish fellow Arjuna, what are you doing? I want to commit suicide. Why? Because I hurt my brother. What is this foolish things you are doing? You make foolish promises, you make foolish vows, and use it against your brother, not against the enemies. That has to be used at the enemies, bad people. And now you're telling that you hurt him and you want to kill yourself. What is all this foolish thing? No, no, what shall I do? I have to kill myself. Okay, there are other methods of killing yourself. You need not cut off your head or hang yourself. There are many ways of killing yourself. What shall I do? Come on, boast about yourself. Start speaking of many achievements you have done in front of everybody. Oh, very easy. You went on telling, oh, I fought with Shiva, I got this bow, I did so many things, I'm ambidextrous, I can do this, I can do that. Krishna told, stop, stop, Arjuna. Why? Why should I stop? You already killed yourself many times. So if you boast, if you talk achievements of yourself in front of everybody, do the work. You need not boast. People will come to know. But if you boast about yourself, if you go on telling about yourself to others, your greatness, then you are killing yourself. See, so many great secrets are given in Mahabharata by Lord Krishna. Are these things not to be taught to your children? You don't give all these things to your children and yourself. Then how do you expect that they should grow well, they grow forward, they come up in life? What wonderful truths, you see. What is truthfulness? Then Krishna tells the story. In that story, another story. There was a rishi, a saint meditating in the forest. Some thieves, hijackers, bandits were chasing a businessman to rob him out. So he came running towards this rishi ashrama. He came, fell at his feet, told, I've been chased by the robbers to kill and be robbed. Please protect me. He told, go inside the cave, and hide there. He went inside the cave, hid. Now, after some time, the thieves came. The bandits came. They told, did you see a person, a businessman coming running this side? You are a rishi. You are a saint. You can't tell lie. You should always tell the truth. It's a devil quoting the scriptures. They are bandits. They are thieves. They are murderers. He's quoting the scriptures. You are saint. You can't tell the lie. You should always tell the truth. Tell. Where did he go? And the rishi was foolish. He told, oh yes, I should tell the truth. What shall I do? See, he's hiding there in the cave. They went, pulled him out, robbed him, killed him, and went away. Now Krishna is telling, who got the sin of killing, murdering that? Not the thieves, the rishi got it. He was truthful. Now, what for was he truthful? Selfishness. To protect his own truthfulness, selfishness. He should have protected that person, the life of that person. So, should he have told a lie? No, Krishna never told to tell a lie. Then what should he have done? He could have kept quiet. Could have told, no, I'm not going to tell the truth. I'm not going to tell the lie, but I will not tell. Do whatever to me, you can kill me. I'm ready to sacrifice my life. I'm not going to kill somebody by my truthfulness. He could have kept quiet. Then what would the bandits do? They would have gone away, not hurting the saint. But what did he do? To protect his truthfulness, he gave up the life, sacrificed the life of a man. So he got the sin. So what is the basis? Unselfishness. Your truthfulness should be based on unselfishness. Then Krishna gives a wonderful treatment there in Mahabharata. Satyam bruyat. You should always be truthful. Priyam bruyat. But the truthfulness should be sweet, not hurting others. It should make others happy. Na bruyat. Do not tell. Satyam, truth. Apriyam, which is harsh and which will hurt others. Do not tell. Krishna is not telling to tell a lie. So don't misunderstand. Then you will tell, oh, Krishna has told you can tell a lie. No, no, no. Nabruyat. Don't tell. Keep your mouth shut. He's not asking to tell a lie, but keep your mouth shut. Nabruyat satyam apriyam, which is going to hurt others, which will trouble others. Don't tell such a truth because the Lord exists in everybody. Then you may ask the question, how can we tell the truth which is very sweet and which will not hurt? Truthfulness will be always hurting others? No. Our scriptures have told everything. There's nothing, everything has a solution, but you should have the mind and patience to practice it. That's all. You have to go to the subtleties of everything. Yes, I will tell you the story of one king and the minister. The king was ruling, and a great astrologer came, and he was very popular. So the king called him to his court and told that I will give you a lot of money. Tell what is the future, what is my future according to my Janma Kundali, what is going to happen. Then he studied everything, calculated everything. He took his date of birth, everything, and he told, oh Raja, your future in the astrology, it is telling that you will have to see the deaths of your so many people, your near and dear ones. That is what the astrology is telling. The king got angry, got upset. He told, get away from my kingdom before I punish you. Not that I will be giving money because you are told the riches and other things. I may cut off your head and kill you. Before that, get away from here. Got very upset and he had to run away, the astrologer. Then he met the intelligent minister. And the minister, Sri Ramakrishna, when he went and narrated everything, foolish. You should tell the truthfulness in such a way that it will not hurt the king. How can I tell that? I have to tell the truth. What my astrology, the books told, I have to tell it. Come, I will show you. So he disguised himself as though he was a minister, he was known by the king. He disguised in such a way that the king couldn't identify. He came there as a great astrologer, and this fellow also disguised himself in a different way to look like his disciple. And they went to the king. King told, yes, come on, study your astrology and all your knowledge and tell that what is going to happen to me, what is my future. So he calculated, did all the calculation because he knew the truth. He told, O king, in your family, you will be the longest living person. In your family, there are so many younger people there. There are so many other people. In your family, you will be the longest living person. King was very happy. He gave him a lot of gold and riches and sent him away. Then he told, see, the same truth. You told the harsh truth. What was that? You will see the death of all your near and dear ones. The younger ones will die in front of you. He got angry. But the same truth was told in a different way by this Sri Ramakrishna, great minister. What was that? O king, you will be the longest living person in your family. Same thing. It is not a lie. It is the truth. But it is not harsh. That was harsh. So that counts. If you have the patience, you can make everything sweet. So by mistake, if you even tell a lie when you are trying to help others, the Lord will forgive you because you are unselfish. You are trying to help, you are trying to save the life of somebody. The good people, not the bad people. Again, not the bad people. So now that is how Ramakrishna Was telling Latu. Latu was outspoken because of truthfulness, but Master taught Latu to be humble, not to hurt anybody, because in every living being it is the Lord who exists. If you hurt through your harsh words anybody, then you are hurting the Lord Himself. The tongue, the words are more sharper than the knife or a sword, you know. The wound caused by the sword can be healed, but the wound caused by your harsh words cannot be healed. The heart, in the heart, the wound caused will not. Once when a person was hurt, he told the other person, when he begged for forgiveness, he told that old man, I will forgive you, but I will not forget. I will forgive you, but I will not forget. So, wound caused by our harsh words will remain. So, the Lord will be hurt. You will get lot of sin. That's why through Lord to Ramakrishna is telling us, Master taught him to be humble and not to hurt anyone. Once at Dakshineshwar, a devotee did not behave well, and so Latu got irritated, and Latu scolded that person harshly. The master observed everything. When the devotee had left, Ramakrishna called Latu. Latu, it is not good to speak harshly to those who come here. They are tormented with worldly problems. If they come here and then are scolded for their shortcomings, where will they go? In the presence of holy company? In the presence of holy company? In the presence of holy company, never use harsh words to anyone and never say anything to cause pain to another. Tomorrow, you go to him and apologize to him so that he may forget what you said to him today. So, the next day, immediately, see, Latu will not argue. Whatever his Gurudeva tells, immediately follows. The next day, Latu visited the devotee with his pride humbled. He spoke to him sweetly. When he returned, the master said, Did you offer him my salutations? Amazed at the words of Ramakrishna, Latu again ran back so far from Dakshineshwar to Calcutta. He ran there, said that he had not told your salutation. Then the master said, go back. Go to him again and offering my salutation. So Ramakrishna was so humble. He won all the devotees by his namaskar astra. He used to first do namaskar to everybody. Many people would, because of their ego, would not do pranams to Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna used to conquer them with his namaskara. He would bow down to them first. So this time the avatara did not bring the weapons. No chakra, no bow, no swords. But he won the whole world with the namaskar astra, with the weapon of humility. This avatara won the whole world with the weapon of humility. He told, did you offer my salutation? No, sir. Go to him and offer my salutation. Amazed at his word, Latu said, he had not offered your salutation. Then the master said, go to him again and offer him my salutation. So again Latu went to the devotee and conveyed Sri Ramakrishna's salutations. At this, that devotee, who was very harsh that day, burst into tears. Latu was moved to see him weeping. When he returned to him, the master said, now your misdeeds of hurting that person is pardoned. Now your misdeed of hurting that person is pardoned. So, how careful you should be. Do not hurt people by your poisonous words, by your stinging words. Always be humble. Try to be sweet. Try to serve everybody. So, Ramakrishna is teaching so many good things through Latu to all of us. How the spiritual beings, Yatishwaranandaji Maharaj used to tell, before becoming a spiritual man, learn to be a gentleman. Yatishwaranandaji Maharaj used to tell always. Before becoming a spiritual man, learn to be a gentleman. So let us first become gentlemen, not to hurt others. Spiritual life is very high. So humility, humility. What a wonderful teachings through Ramakrishna to Latu and all of us. Let us implement it. I will stop my discussion on the life of Latu Maharaj and meditation on Ramakrishna now. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Any questions, any doubts on what we have discussed today or on spiritual life? You can please ask. Are there any questions on the live chat, YouTube live chat? Sridhar can transfer that to the our live chat here if there are any. There are no doubts or questions, no problem. Okay, if we don't have any questions or any doubts, we will conclude with the prayer. Om प्रियतां पुण्डरीकाक्षः सर्वयज्ञेश्वरो हरिः तस्मिन् तुष्टे जगत्तुष्टं प्रीणिते प्रीणितं जगत् हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Thank you. Namaste. Om Namo Narayana.